Hey everyone, this is Kiwi Ninamori, and I really wanted to do a series on the good, the bad, and the why of certain BJD topics. And I really wanted my first one to be about BJD selling. It's really close to home, and it's affected me a lot, and some people I know. I've been in the hobby for 7 years, and this is one of the things that has really irked me a bit, is the bad stigmas about people who sell a lot of BJDs. Like, when you get on DOA or Facebook and you see people who post a bunch of dolls for sale all at once, they have bad photos of their dolls, they look rough, they probably stained, have horrible clothing on, and you make these assumptions that, oh, they must not be good BJD collectors, they don't take care of their dolls, they have too many to even think about how to properly handle them, and you kind of just don't show them as much respect, or you don't think as highly of their dolls as they do. I'm kind of one of those people who I do sell a lot, and that's because my taste has really changed. Being in the hobby as long as I have, I started at the beginning of high school, and everything in my life has really changed since then. I'm interested in things that I wasn't before, and I had to sell my dolls that really didn't fit the person I was now. So I've pretty much reshelled all of my dolls that I've owned in the past. I didn't even have characters back then for my dolls. I was really just buying, oh, that's pretty, I can afford it. And when you come in like that, you end up with a lot, and then you realize you don't really like them that much. So I just wanted to put this video up to help other people out who may be feeling the same way, or people who don't and don't understand why other people sell their dolls. I know so many people who have collected theirs for years, haven't changed out their clothing or their stories or anything about their collection, and I respect them for that because you have great focus. I am really bad at staying focused on this one thing. I have lots of thoughts going through my head all at the same time, and my collection always usually reflects that. It's like, what am I in at the moment? I tried a whole shelling my favorite anime character stage, so I tried all the Sailor Moon characters. So my girl here, Dalmor Mio, she used to be Saturn, and I'm glad that she stuck with me, and I reshelled her into a character I've actually been writing about. So she's actually my oldest doll right now that I've had for about 3.5 years. Everyone else is gone for that first 4 years of collecting. It's because they weren't attached to something that I actually cared about. They were just pretty impulse buys, and it's like, oh, a company's doing an event, I could get this for free, even though I have no plans for it. And that usually just mess up my intentions a lot. So I'm kind of known as the BJD seller in my group of friends in the meets I go to. And usually when I get a doll I really like, it's obvious other people like it too, and they'll say, hey, whenever you plan to sell this doll, could you message me first? I really like him. And I'm flattered that they love my doll that much, that they also want it, but also kind of sad that I've become this person that's known to have no connection to their doll and will sell it right away. Therefore, go ahead and put dibs in on it, because it can be yours later. You just have to wait for her to get over it. And I don't know if anyone else has that problem sometimes, but I really don't want to be that person. I really care about the characters I have been shelling now, so everyone I currently have is attached to my stories, which has really helped me keep them at home. So everyone here has been here, either the the past 3 years are I've recently gotten. I'm planning to keep them. There are some bodies and some heads that I'm getting rid of, but that's because they aren't fitting the character I already had in plan. I'm really trying to stay focused to that in mind so that I don't end up having the big reshelling my entire collection again. So I really want to talk about the good and the bad of selling for other people who may be having the same problems. So as first note, the plus side of selling is that it really does help you stay focused on your style, like me, and just staying on characters that I already have in mind rather than, oh, that's pretty, click, bought. And you can make a lot of money from it for the ones that you actually want to buy. When you sell, you can save up for that grail that you've actually really wanted for a long time and have already planned out everything about it. If you're attached to a doll and you're just keeping it because it's cool and other people like it, you find that you're probably gonna sell it later on, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to get rid of things that you aren't going to keep in the future. If you're not really in love with it, I say give it to someone else who will. Not to tell kids who had their parents bought them dolls for them to just go ahead and sell it, because you need permission, and you need to make sure that whoever is giving you this doll is okay, because they might have sentimental value to it, and they expect you to respect that. But you need to make room for things that you actually want. And, also literally make room. Because if you have a lot of dolls, you may not have any space to put them. Like, right now, I just have this one shelf. It's like 3 layers right now. And if I get any more, I probably won't be able to fit it onto the 4th shelf. And they'll be on the floor. And I don't want that. So I'm sticking to just as much as I actually have space for. And I really want a doll room. I've seen so many people with dioramas and just a craft room where they actually just have lots of shelf space up to do everything they want with their dolls. I need a house first. Fresh out of college and with an apartment and no space beyond my room, so I'm gonna have to stick to what I can fit on a shelf. As for the cons of selling, it's really, you're gonna regret it sometimes if you're doing it with a doll that you may have this lukewarm feeling about, and then as soon as it's gone, you realize, oh, that was not maybe as lukewarm as I thought. Kind of miss it, want it back. Person's not gonna sell it back. You may never see it again. You're kind of heartbroken. I've had that before, and usually when I'm trying to do projects of reshelling characters, I'm like, you know what, that doll I had 2 years ago really went well for this character, but I didn't know that at the time, and I didn't have that character in mind at the time, so it didn't have any attachment to me. So if you feel like a doll is going to eventually meet your expectations, you should keep it, probably just store it away and let it wait for its chance. If you're really on the fence about something, maybe just put it away, give it that feeling of, it's been sold, do I miss it? Because you won't be able to get it back afterwards if you do. And also you can regret buying whatever you bought right after selling that doll. If you saved up money for this girl doll and you end up buying it and it's not the expectations that you had, you're like, I can't believe I sold this actually better doll for this one. It's a little disappointing. So you can lose out a bit when you do selling. You just really have to be careful and know what you want ahead of time. You also will lose a bit of money. If you're selling a doll that's been released like 5 years ago, of course it's not in the same condition as it was when you first bought it, yellowing and staining, or chips, body blushing. Some people don't want that, so they won't accept the same price. And you really shouldn't sell it at the same brand new price, but also some ones that have been improved since when you bought it, I feel like they could stay at the price that they were, or go up a little more. Just a little. I've seen so many people charge like $200 more just because it has this fancy face up by this special artist. But the person who's going to buy it may not even want that face up. They're going to just wipe it, and it means nothing to them. And they're a little irked that you were charging that much for something that they won't even make use of. And you can kind of lose focus too when you sell, like without thinking. I've sold a doll before that I was in the middle of doing photo stories with, and after that I couldn't really finish the story because I didn't leave like closure of why he left, and I kind of just ended that photo story series. I've seen it happen before too. Someone I really used to love following had constant photo stories, and then she just stopped and she sold her doll, and they never came again, and I was really disappointed because I was looking forward to all of her updates. So I felt bad that I became that person too. It's a terrible cycle. You might want to avoid being a part of it. I don't really see that many photo stories up lately that were in series, just little short snippets of personalities, which is okay, but I'm more of a plot-driven person, so I like seeing this is a legit story. It could be written, and I would buy it off of the shelf in a bookstore. And do not sell for an emergency that may seem like an emergency at that time. She's just like, oh no, I have this bill coming through. I really need to make money. Let me sell this most precious doll of mine to fund it. Because you will regret it, and you'll probably be crying later. It's commendable to try to fix your financial problems first. But if there is another way, go for that other way. Sell books, maybe, if you have any that are actually going to add up. I collect art books and manga, which sell pretty good, because I like having whole sets. And frankly, I can easily get them back if I decide to sell them. But, I perfectly understand people who sell them for, like, my dog is in the hospital, I need to pay this vet bill. And if you're going to lose your house, please do. Please go ahead and sell. Don't lose your home. It's not worth it. But if it's like just that little one bill and you don't want that overdraft fee, but you know you will regret doing that sell, my opinion is don't do it. And don't let anyone talk you into sells if you're not ready for it. I guess that's sort of kind of what I'm doing right now. But don't sell until you're sure. I have friends who are enablers who are just like, oh my gosh, I've seen how much you look at this doll. You should totally get it. Like, oh, you don't play with this one very much at all. How do you feel about it? I think you should sell it. And I believe them. And sometimes they're right. And then sometimes I'm like, wait, maybe I should just hold off a bit, see how I actually feel, and not at that moment in which they're saying these words. I really appreciate the second opinion, though, because I'm an indecisive person. But if you must sell something that you actually really want to keep, I say sell to a friend. Maybe do like a loan. I've known some people to do that, so that maybe you can buy it back later, or if you have that one friend who's like me who sells often, you can sell your doll to them and see if maybe they'll put it back up to sell later. Or sell it to someone you know who posts a lot of pictures. Because you can sort of just vicariously live through them, see your doll up, even if it's in a different character, just see how they are loving it and appreciating it. It kind of makes you feel better about it if you have to. It's really a hard topic to talk about because there's so many exceptions and so many ways this can go wrong. But it's kind of one of those things in life where you gotta experience it to learn from it. And I'm still learning about it, and I hope I haven't offended anybody or convinced anybody to do something that they weren't ready to do. But just anything to take away from this is just really think before you do anything, because there are consequences either way. And I will be posting other videos up talking about actual buying, the goods and bads, what type of people you can buy from, like advice videos of how to sell your doll. I mean, I've done so many. I pretty much know how to get rid of them quickly if I need to. And I shouldn't say get rid of, that's really bad. As they are not something bad to get rid of. That's my casual talk. And just also advice on trading. I do that a lot. I got her in a trade, and I never regretted it. I traded up, and I love her, and I am happy that I did. And there's so many that I've actually gotten in trades that I keep. So, trading, do it. I'm going to tell you how if you don't know. It's probably easy to know, but definitely research before you accept any trades. But I will go in more detail on that later, and other really hard to talk about conversations. For some reason, I like to challenge myself, and I hope you do too. So, look forward to other videos if you have time, or you just like listening to me ramble and make a fool of myself. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Bye.